Hello and welcome to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. In today's video we're going to discuss shelving. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello, if you're new to this channel, my name is Dan Shannon. I enjoy woodworking as a hobby and being out in the shop. On this channel, dive deep into my shop as we explore tools and tool reviews, as well as chatting about everything related to woodworking. If this grabs you by the tool belt, please subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. Welcome back to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Today's video, I'm just going to touch a little bit on shelving. Now, a lot of shops, whether they're big shops or small shops, shelving definitely has a crucial role. Now, in my shop, as of right now, I just have shelving, as you can see, for my tools. So these are my cordless tools. Now, they don't have to be cordless. You can have a shelf with drilled holes for screwdrivers. I've seen those before. Easy access to screwdrivers, so as you're building projects and you need a screwdriver, it's easy access on the wall. So you can use a shelf for screwdrivers. And but in my case, it's for my cordless tools. Now, my shop's not that big, so it's very crucial to maintain every square footage in your shop so that you can have your tools laid out, you can have easy access, and it's a great setup for when you start a project. You can just say, oh, I need a sander. Just go grab your sander and off you go. So crucial to have in a small shop, big shop, no matter, is shelving. Now, sometimes if you have wood and you don't have a bench like mine with underneath storage for wood, you might have to build some shelving units to store your wood stock. So what I would recommend is maybe somewhere up high if you're not going to use the wood that often. My dad has a shop and his shelving for his wood is up high, and his are a track system. So what that means is he put strips along the wall, and it had a 45 bevel on the one side, and then to match it up there was another 45 bevel so that the two would lock together. This is a very cool idea for shelving. That way, if you want to move them around, it's easy peasy. You just grab the shelf, lift it off the track, slide it along, and then drop it down again. Very easy setup. Genius as far as I'm concerned for having different options in your shop for shelving and arranging your tools / wood. Another shelving that you can consider on building is a dado shelf. So what I mean by that is you take a board and then you cut your dado in it, and then you slide a cross brace in the shelving unit. That way it has extra strength, and over time, if you want to take it apart, you can just slide out your cross brace and the shelf will fall apart, and you can set it up somewhere else. Or if you travel and you have a utility vehicle that has lots of storage in it, and at some point you want to take the shelving down, that's another great idea, so they can come apart and be used at a different location. So yeah, that's just a little bit on shelving. I mean, sky's the limit for shelving, whether you want to do complicated shelving or very basic. In my shop, as you can tell, these shelves aren't high end. They're very basic. They're made of rough boards, a head lying around, you know, just to have that storage capability right now. Now, at some point, I may upgrade the shelving, rip these down, and take my router and do some really fancy shelves, but at this point there's not really any sense. It does the job. It gets my tools at the location that I need them, and whenever I have a project I can just pull them off and use them right away. So I would recommend you looking at your shop. So you may have one wall that's bare, or maybe you have a wall with a window. It's just not an option. Well, there's lots of different ideas to hang from your ceiling. You can do some drop down shelving. So what that means is you tie it into your top stringer, or if you have rafters, your truss, and then you just bring your board down, and then you nail or screw a couple of pieces together from your rafters. So there's many different ways to get storage in your shop and to have shelving that works for your particular case. There's not really any right and wrong way to do shelves or how you have your setup. It really depends on your shop, the size of your shop, and you know, more or less what your preference is for your shop needs. So I would encourage you to get out in your shop. I always encourage you to get out in your shop and just start building. You know, start a shelf today. You know, think of a project, or maybe go online. There's lots of ideas online for shelving. You can get some, I guess, blueprints more or less, or you can just get a picture. Sometimes I'll just pull something out of my head. I'll sit down with a piece of paper and sketch out you know, roughly the dimensions. So say for example, go on this side, I have my sanders here, and then of course on the top I got my jigsaw and my AC power supply. So what I did here is I made sure there was enough distance between the bottom shelf and the top shelf that if I put taller items on there, it wouldn't catch on the top shelf. So you can kind of customize and arrange based on what you're doing in your shop. Same with this shelf here. I had to make it so when this is fully up, it won't hit the top shelf. So I kind of had to figure out and gauge what I was doing on the bottom level so that when I installed my shelving, they weren't in the way of my day-to-day working. So you have to kind of figure that out a little bit, and that might take a little while to kind of customize your setup. But you know, for me, this was a great setup. Yeah, I have tools over here that I have to move from time to time, but they don't interfere with the shelving. You know, I do have a scroll saw in behind this planer, so that tucks underneath my sander shelf. So I did that specifically for the scroll saw height. And yeah, just kind of play around with it and figure it out. There's not, like I said, there's no right or wrong, you know, idea behind this. Just get out in your shop and set it up so that it's user-friendly for yourself. And you know, if you have a spouse that likes to do woodworking, my wife, she does shop, so she enjoys coming out here once in a while and cutting and working. So, you know, it's customized for both of us to work out here. And if I have any friends over and they want to come out to the shop and work, you know, everything is basically at a hand's touch for them to start working. So yeah, thanks for watching today's video. Please give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification so that you get these next videos each time that come out. And don't forget to subscribe. Click that subscribe button down below. And check out this next video. And next week I got a really cool project coming up, so stay tuned. Have a great day.